Hey, you found us. Welcome home to Center for Spiritual Living. We understand that you can't sit here in these chairs and be with us for everything that we do in the world, but we still want you to be part of our community. I want you to know that you're making a difference. With every challenge you meet, with every thought that you change, you contribute to the value of life on this planet. You're part of this higher vision. Click the Contribute button today and continue being the difference. And remember, what you give here, what you give to others, returns right back to your life, multiplied abundantly.
I'm just waiting for him to beam me up. Let's sing our song. I think we have a beautiful song. Oh wait, no. Nope, sit down. Let's practice. There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand.
Now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you got to let it go, let it all go.
And this is what you had to say.
Now you can stand.
Beat me up, Scotty. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. By faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I So this is one of my favorite songs of this year as we bring this to a close. I want you to sing with me with all your power and might, and let's just really feel this together.
I see everybody here again, especially if you are here for the very first time. The last Sunday of the year is something really special to us here at CSL, so we're glad if you're here for the first time to experience it with us, because it's really a sacred and meaningful time for us as a spiritual family to do the rituals that we do together at the end of the year, so thanks for being here. The core value that we're sharing this morning is healing. And if you were here a couple of Wednesday nights ago, you were part of a conversation that Natasha had with us about feeling the full range of human emotions and how life isn't always pretty all the time, but part of the healing is to have these conversations. So we're going to do that again at the next Real Life on January the 6th. And our guest speaker is going to be Reverend Mary Lowry. She's going to talk about that same conversation, but in a different way. That life isn't always pretty. There are things that happen, and sometimes it doesn't always look the way we want it to look, but that there is still hope and wholeness at the end of it for us and all the way through it. So please come on January 6th at 7 o'clock and hear what she has to share with us. This is the time in our service that we share our intention statement, that we say it together. So let's please stand and say that. It's our agreement, our declaration of who we are here for one another and who we are in the world, and then let's greet one another. We are a diverse spiritual community expressing God as love. Based on Eric Butterworth's book, Spiritual Economics. We're calling it Inside Prosperity. And it's all about the fact that prosperity is more than money, and it's more than just about hearing prosperity principles. It's about the practices that we apply in our everyday life. So we're going to be offering that class beginning on Tuesday night, January the 5th. And it's a 6-week class. So there'll be lots of education, lots of learning, but there's also going to be lots of interaction and exercises. You're going to get a lot of support for that 6 weeks, and we will have a lot of fun. That's a requirement. We will have fun. So there'll be more information about that next week and the opportunities to sign up for that. So we'd love to see all of you. Well, yeah, actually all of you in the class. So the last thing we have is Elaine Green has a special announcement about an event that she has created and is putting together in January. So we wanted her to come and get the buzz started about it. So please welcome Elaine Green. Chester, I think she needs this mic. Okay.
Special shoes. Great for tiptoeing. Okay, Robert McCain and I have come together, joined our minds in creating a fantastic event for 2016.
Right, we normally do a networking event every first of the year. We wanted this to be a lot bigger than just a business networking thing, so our working title is SPF, Spiritual, Personal, and Financial Wealth. And so we'll be gathering together 6 great speakers, 14 vendors, and it's going to be a 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. event. We're trying to make sure we work in every area you can possibly benefit in your life.
Yes, and empowerment is the big word. You know, you hear that a lot. And so our goal is to help everyone have the best year ever. You know how it is. It's almost New Year's. Those resolutions come in, but a lot of times we don't stick to them. But we just want to help give some reinforcements so that you can stick to them. So we have some great speakers. Our own Casey Sykes, who is going to help us with the money mindset. Lots of money, lots of money. We have Fran Lee, who is with Angels with Fran, and she is a speaker who is going to really help us focus on our intention. Why do we want what we want? And then we have Myra Harper, our own Myra Harper, who is definitely going to help us with the eating, mindful eating. And then we have Robin Stevens, who is a feng shui expert. And then our keynote is going to be Mindy Hart. And Mindy Hart is really going to help support our vendors and anyone who is considering being an entrepreneur or is an entrepreneur about how to really promote and excel your business for 2016. So we have some really great dynamic speakers. We hope everyone will consider being a part of this. And so what we also are going to need is your support. We need volunteers to help us with different areas as far as setup, keeping things organized. So we have sign-up sheets out front and in the lobby, and so I'll be there, Robert will be there, and you can just kind of pick out what area you'd like to help us with. So we're looking forward to this business networking event that's going to support spiritual, personal, and financial empowerment, SPF. And so we just want to, announce that formally and hope you all.
And the date?
Oh, the date. Very important. Saturday, January 23rd, starting at 8 a.m. for registration. And the event will start promptly at 9 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
I love the music at CSL. Thank you. Good morning. Happy Kwanzaa to you. Yeah, for all those who celebrate that and our friends and family who celebrate Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa. So you know this month, because you've been coming here for a while, that we've been studying the teachings and the ministry of Jesus, one of the great spiritual masters who graced our planet and our world. And today I want to highlight one of my favorite quotes that is attributed to him, because it actually brought a lot of comfort to my life. It's found in Luke, and here's the modern translation. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father is pleased to give you the kingdom. The founder of our teaching, Dr. Ernest Holmes, sort of mimicked that same thing when he said, God's nature is to impart, God's nature is to give, and ours is to receive. And when you put both of these quotes together, it kind of clarifies your relationship to God. You have literally been created as an inlet and an outlet for God's pleasure. Your heart was designed for love. Your mind was connected to the divine mind. Your soul is made to last for eternity. All that is good has been created to be given to you. That's why you are here. That's why you are alive. That's why God created you to receive. And this is important for you to get. This is one of the most important things for you to get in your spiritual growth, because if you can really get this, then everything in your life will begin to change. You'll stop begging God for stuff. You'll even stop asking God for anything. Jesus said, do not be afraid. Well, that's kind of easier said than done, isn't it? Oh yeah, I'll just stop being afraid. I'll just stop that. I bet you have the same fears that everybody has. The what ifs, I call them. The what ifs. What if your inner critic is right? What if you're not good enough? What if you're not smart enough? What if, doggone it, people don't like you? You know? What if you run out of money? Oh no. What if you get cancer or have a stroke? And the what ifs go on and on and on and on and on, don't they? Does anybody have the what if committee meetings? But here's the thing. This is important. When Jesus said, do not be afraid, little flock, he wasn't just trying to comfort your fears. He was telling you the truth. Because quite literally, you have absolutely nothing to fear. Anything and everything that you desire that's good for you will be given to you. Any challenge you face, you will have the strength to meet. Any loss that you have, you will overcome. And that's because God only has one answer to your prayers for good, and that answer is yes. God, can I have more love in my life? Yes. God, can I be healed? Yes. God, is it time in my life finally for me to prosper this year, this next year? Oh, hail to the yes. Nothing good is ever withheld from you. Ever withheld from you. Nothing good. It is God's pleasure to give. God's pleasure. Just like, by the way, it is yours. Just like you. You've been created in His image and likeness. Probably nothing brings you more joy in your life. Probably nothing brings you greater sense of joy and peace in your life than to have given something to someone you love, especially if it's the very thing you know they have wanted and waited for so long. Am I right? Yeah. Nothing brings you greater joy. So this means, this is your right relationship with God. Yours is to receive, God's nature is to impart, and it takes pleasure in giving itself away. So that means the only task that you have, the only thing you ever have to work on is getting yourself ready and willing to receive. And I know you think, oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to be loved. I'm ready. I got the bed made and everything. I am ready. I'll wash my underwear. I am ready for relationships. I am ready to prosper. My bank account is empty. It's ready to be filled up. This, my friends, is the hard part. Because not only do your fears get in the way, Because it's not just the what ifs. It's also all the other stuff you tend to carry around. What I call the dead carcasses of yesterday's drama. I like that. The dead carcasses of yesterday's drama. And that's the resentments that you have for others. Because it'll pop up. It's the pain in your own heart from being hurt by them. And it's the anger you hold for not getting what you wanted when you wanted it. All of this, with your fears, blocks the flow of good into your life. All of it stands between you and God, by the way, the giver of all that is good and all that you seek. Now, it's not a mistake that it is written that the first of the 10 commandments is, you know what it is? You shall have no other gods before me, right? You shall have no other gods before me. The translated meaning of that is, don't put anything between us. Don't place anything between us. I'm the giver, the sustainer, and the source of your life. Don't place anything between us. Keep your heart open to me. So I guess the question that you have to ask yourself is, if God is love, if that's what God is, what have you put between yourself and love? What has become more important to you than love? What has become more valuable to you than joy? What is blocking your joy? Standing between you and happiness. What stands between you and your greatest dreams? The thing you want to do in the world. What resentments? What excuses? What fears are stopping you? You shall have no other gods before me means to give more time and more attention to what and to whom you love. To give more time and more attention to what brings you joy in your life. To give more time and more attention and more resources to your dreams, to what you want to see manifest in your life. So, fear not. Don't be afraid, little flock. Your destiny is assured. All that is good shall be added to your life. Everything you could possibly imagine for yourself that is good will be added to your life. There is no resistance on the part of the universe. It will be added to your life if you do one thing. Make room for it. You're the one that has to make the room for it. 1,000 years ago, about the year 1015, a young student of Zen wanted to learn more from a great master who lived a reclusive life way up in the mountains. So he decided he's going to obtain the master's wisdom, so he made the journey alone all the way up to the mountain, and when he got to the master's door, he knocked. Master? 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 And the master opened the door and said, "Please come in. You've traveled far. Let me make us some tea. Sit down." So the young man sat down and he proceeded to tell the master all that he knew of Zen, trying to impress him. He said, "You know, I've been studying Zen for 10 years now, and I know all the principles of Zen. I've read over 100 books. And the master just sat there and listened to him quietly, didn't say anything back to him. He just started to make the tea, and he placed the tea set in front of him. And the boy went on, he said, "You know, I kind of feel like I really know a lot, but, you know, they say you're the master, so, you know, here I am." Still the master says nothing. He just started pouring the tea into the young boy's cup, and even as the cup became full, he kept pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring. As the tea starts to overflow on the table, the guy's looking up at him, it starts to pour onto his lap. And the boy jumps up and he yells at him. He says, "What are you doing, you old fool? Can't you see my cup is already full?" And the master said, "Exactly. Your cup is already full. It is full of your own opinions. It is full of your own facts. It is full of your own knowledge. It is full of your own excuses. I can't teach you anything until you empty your cup. So this, my friends, is your opportunity today to empty your cup, to rid yourself of all you think you already know. Because I already know is the death warrant you're signing. To ready your life for more. And I want to remind you, it's not just the negative stuff, because we always write on these little pieces of paper for our burning bowl ceremony all the stuff we want to get rid of, like my low self-esteem, my ex-husband, all the things. They don't fit in the bowl, by the way. All the stuff you want to get rid of, all the negatives in your life. But I want to suggest to you that there is good in your life today that you must let go of. That you are clinging to fearfully, and it is blocking the even greater good that could come to you. The even greater good lies in wait and can't get to you because your cup is full of good. So give some thought to what all this might be, to what needs to go to empty your cup so that you can enter into the new year free and open. Let's get rid of and drop the dead carcasses of yesterday's drama. So here's what I want you to do. You have a little piece of paper in front of you. I want you to write down on that paper what that is, because today is the day you're going to let it go. And when you're done, we're going to ask you to bring it all up here and put it in the burning bowl. Now listen, our goal in doing this, each year, every single year we do this, is to give you a fresh new start on the new year. To have you enter the new year with an open heart that's ready to love and an open mind that's ready to receive new ideas. Okay? Go. And when you're done and ready, you can just bring it up and drop it in the bowl. I want to acknowledge that although everybody's laughing and we're all anxious to get rid of the stuff that we no longer want in our lives, sometimes this is a very hard thing for people. And there's tears because we're having to let go of dreams that we thought would become so, and we had to let go of people that we wanted to keep in our lives. And I understand that there's a lot of emotion attached to this. So here's what I'd like for you to do. I'd like for you all to get out your cameras, get out your phones, your smartphones, and turn on the video or the photo off. Get it ready, because when it burns fast. And when you see this, post it all to Facebook, Instagram. When you see this posted, I want you, as a reminder, that when it starts to come up for you again, you're going to go back to your picture and you're going to say, I let go of that and I have evidence. Are you ready?
I'm such a pyro, hurry up!
You watch your eyebrows and your hair and that flower. Are you ready?
Yes.
One, hold on. I gotta light my fire. 1, 2, 3. Yay! But wait, there's more. I'm always worried that the sprinklers might come on. So last year, a number of us went to Thailand. We went to Bangkok, and when we were in Bangkok, we visited a Buddhist temple. And we went to the one that had the golden Buddha in it, the 2,000-pound solid gold Buddha. I brought some pictures for you if she can bring them up. Look at that, 2,000 pounds of solid gold. And as we were leaving the Buddhist temple, the priests were sitting on the steps, and they were offering a blessing by tying on people's wrists this beautifully colored bracelets. And they're a symbol of prosperity and good fortune. That's what they are. That's what they symbolize. So we thought we would offer you this morning the very same blessing for the new year. So this represents the flow of good fortune and prosperity into your life. And here's the thing, we're going to tie one on. We're going to get one tied on before New Year's Eve. So when you're ready, come up and we're going to tie one of these on. And let this be your reminder of it being God's pleasure to give you all the good you seek. Let it remind you that God always says yes to love, and yes to joy, and yes to prosperity. Whenever you're ready, we have lots of volunteers up here to help tie one on. If you're a fashionista and you say, oh, this is so not my color, and I really can't wear this to the ball, then leave it on for 3 days. Leave your bracelet on for 3 days, and if you decide to take it off, then untie it and take it off. Don't cut it off, okay? That's the practice. So now you are blessed. This will serve as your reminder that God always says yes to every prayer for good in your life. Always says yes. Let's do our affirmation, shall we? You ready? I release the past and begin the new year with no regrets. We close our eyes in prayer because we are not going to be fooled or convinced that life is all that is showing up in front of us. We take this time out of the year to mourn our losses, to feel the sadness that comes from not having your expectations met. We take this time out of the year to celebrate our success and to learn from our failures, and to recognize the truth that we're still here. We somehow made it through. We survived the challenge. We made it through the loss. We celebrated all the good, and we take all that we've gained. And we move and enter into the new year as a child, anxious about what's next, excited about the adventure of the unknown land before us, what good might come to us, what love might show up, what prosperity, what opportunities will come. In a universe that is sustained and created by love, by the giver of all good, what is ahead of you is good. And an even greater good beyond that, and an even greater good just around the corner from that. We remind ourselves of that here and now in our prayer, not to God, but with God in the room, recognizing and affirming it's good, opening our hearts to love, our minds to truth, our bodies to healing and wholeness and health, and all of our affairs God has full entrance into. We are blessed. We are among the blessed, you and I, and for that we are grateful. And so it is.
There are so many ways that we can practice, and that's next Sunday at a workshop and an event that Judy Whitcraft and Virginia Firestone are doing right after the first service at 11, or the second service at 11:30. It'll be on Facebook and in different places this week for you to get more information. But the one thing they do want you to know is bring your own supplies, like magazines or magazines that you can cut out and create your vision board with. The other way you can get support this morning and throughout the week is prayer from the practitioners. They wear the white stoles and will be along the wall so you can find them quickly. There are prayer request cards at the end of the rows in the back of each seat that you can put in the offering and receive prayer support all through the week. And we also have a prayer line that is the new recorded prayer every day that you can call and hear a recorded prayer to remind you of the truth. So we end the year with gratitude for your support. We're still here, we're still thriving, and it's because of you. We could not do it without you and your generous love and support, so we thank you ahead of time for that.
So if you are here for the very first time, this is what we're all about. I mean, this is what CSL is. We don't ask you to stand or point you out and embarrass you in any way. We just tell you who we are. And if you'd like more information about us and our teaching, then you can find that in the lobby there at the information table. Man. So I'm so excited today. I'm going to let the source be with me. I'm going to see Star Wars this afternoon. I heard it was good, right? I heard it's super, super good. So if you see me at Cinetopia on 135th Street, you'll know I'm there. Can I borrow your shirt? I need to.
Have your jacket though.
There are plenty of these left over, and so what I'd like to do is we'll have these at the door. Someone will bring these to the door, and if there's somebody that you love that wants a blessing in your life, you can be the blessor. You can take this and tie it on them. Please just take one. I got a lot of people need help. So we'll have these at the door. Reverend Mike will have them, won't you? Yes, sir. I knew you would. I knew you would. It's the end of the year. It's been a wonderful, wonderful year. I thank you for allowing me to serve this community. It's my honor and privilege. So let's stand and sing our closing song, Welcoming Our Children.